once again and welcome to PACIS TV. This is the time for the news in English. I am Benjamin Kwizera and these are the headlines. In Kabgayi, as they celebrated School Day and commemorated Father Ramon, students at Kabuga TSS were reminded that the world needs educated people who are also guided by values and integrity and of course honesty. In Nyamagabe, some bean farmers in Nyamagabe district say they need support in accessing improved bean seeds that produce high yields. In Nyamasheke district, residents of Nyabitekeri sector in Nyamasheke district are asking to be provided with the clean and sufficient water, saying that the shortage is affecting their daily lives and forcing them to travel long distances in search of water. In international news, Caritas intends to support the displaced people at Belarus border. Welcome to the news in details. This is the English news brought to you in partnership with the Credo Hotel, located in the Huye district, southern province of Rwanda. In Kabgayi, as they celebrated the school day and commemorated Father Ramon, the founder of the school of Kabuga TSS, the students of Kabuga TSS were urged by the Bishop of Kabgayi Diocese, Balthazar Ntivuguruzwa, to remember that the world needs educated people who are also guided by values of integrity and honesty. News in detail. Bishop Balthazar Ntivuguruzwa of the Diocese of Kabgayi made these remarks during the celebration of the annual school day of Father Ramon Kabuga TSS Vocational School, an event that was preceded by a Holy Mass. Jiringiro Jean Paul, one of the students representing others, together with his fellow student, reflected on values and conduct they should embrace based on the advice they received from Bishop of Kabgayi Diocese. They also said they should take Father Ramon, the founder of their school, as their role model. Discipline is the base of everything. Whenever you don't have discipline, even though you get 100% of marks, it means nothing without discipline. The lesson we have got from the message of the bishop is that we must always have love and compassion and help vulnerable people. Meanwhile, Bishop Balthazar Ntivuguruzwa reminded the students of Father Ramon to uphold the Christian values and remember that the world does not only need knowledgeable people, but also people whose knowledge is accompanied by honesty and integrity. As you know, the world does not only need people with knowledge or highest degrees, but it also needs people with integrity. Skills without values can be source of many problems, but knowledge accompanied with conscience becomes a blessing to an individual and in family in general. Buha umugisha umuntu ku giti cye ndetse no ku muryango mugari w'abantu. Bishop Balthazar Ntivuguruzwa further urged the students, teachers, and everyone connected to the works of Father Ramon, the founder of Kabuga School, to honor his memory by following his footsteps, especially through caring for others. The celebration of Father Ramon at Kabuga TSS also included a ceremony of laying flowers at the grave of Father Ramon, the founder of school, who passed away 24 years ago. From Kabgayi to Nyamagabe, some bean farmers in Nyamagabe district say they need support in accessing improved bean seeds that produce high yields because the mixed and uncertified seeds they currently plant collected from different places are causing them losses due to poor harvest. News in detail. Farmers growing beans in Nyamagabe district say that planting mixed seeds obtained from various sources is a major challenge that keeps them trapped in losses because they fail to achieve meaningful production. They are therefore asking authorities to help them to obtain quality bean seeds that can increase productivity. We really have a problem of improved seeds. We are struggling because we don't have access on it, especially in rural areas. The beans we cultivate are exactly what we cultivate once again. So we would like to request the government to help us to get improved seeds so that we can increase our productivity. On the other side, the Vice Mayor of Nyamagabe District in charge of economic development, Habimana Tade, says that the problem of lacking improved bean seeds in the district is well known. He added that the issue has already been submitted to Rwanda Agricultural and Animal Resource Development Board, RAB, so that it can help to provide improved bean seeds that would enable bean farmers to increase both the quantity and the quality of their harvest. The issue of bean seeds, it is well known. It is the problem that we know, and we have sent it to the RAB so that they may help us to address this issue, so that citizens may get improved seeds. In general, farmers in Nyamagabe district explained that the bean seeds they currently cultivate are not capable of resisting diseases of coping with climate change. They say this negatively affects their yields and prevents them from achieving development, since their harvests are too low to properly support their families or generate surplus for the market. Based on this, they are calling all relevant institutions to assist them in obtaining improved bean seeds that can provide higher and better quality yields. The residents of Nyabitekere sector in Nyamasheke district are asking to be provided with clean and sufficient water, saying that the shortage is affecting their daily lives and forcing them to travel long distance in search of water. The sector administrators say that they were aware of the problem and that the plans are underway to expand water infrastructure so residents can have more reliable access to clean water. News in detail. In different parts of Nyabitekere sector, access to clean water remains a major challenge for residents. Some say they now walk a long distance to fetch water, while others spend many hours waiting at water points. This was explained by Yohani Dutiye, the head of Muyange Center located in Muyange Cell. We have a problem of access to clean water. We live in a wide neighborhood with a large number of residents, but we don't have access to water. We would like to request the leaders to help us to get access to clean water. Normally, we get water from area called Mubira or Rukabanda, and it takes us at least 2 or 3 hours to bring water home.
Tugenda nibura kugira ngo ugende no kugaruka kugeza amazi aho dutuye nibura n'urugendo rw'amasaha 2 wihuse cyangwa 3.
He added that the consequences they face include poor sanitation and lack of access to safe drinking water due to the persistent water shortage in the area. He appealed to the relevant authorities to help solve the problem, just as they are helping by constructing roads connecting them to neighboring areas. We normally face many consequences, like lack of hygiene. We are not able to clean compounds, to do laundry, and we struggle even to afford drinking water. We kindly request leaders, as they helped us to get roads, we also want to have access to water. The Executive Secretary of Nyabitekere sector, Neftal Harerimana, said that the issue of water scarcity in the sector is well known by authorities. However, he assured the residents that the problem would gradually be addressed as funds continue to become available. We have some water-related infrastructures, but still, we have a problem of shortage of water. But we recognize that problem, and we are trying our best to get solution. I would like to assure residents that problem of water shortage will be addressed very soon. The shortage of clean water is a major concern in Nyabitekere sector and some nearby areas close to Lake Kivu, where residents say it negatively affects their daily lives and could lead to disease caused by poor hygiene and sanitation. People with disabilities in Rwanda are calling on the government, parents and society to treat them with dignity and provide equal opportunities in education and employment. Through We Ring the Bell campaign, they emphasized that disability does not limit persons' ability to contribute to society and urged the families to send children with disabilities to school and avoid discrimination. Some individuals with disabilities say they still face exclusion despite having the same capabilities as others. Chimimana Daniel, a university finalist supported by Catholic sisters, appealed to the government, the church and parents to strengthen support and ensure equal opportunities for children with disabilities in both education and employment. Bishop Jean Bosco Nagungira of the Catholic Diocese of Butare and said the Catholic Church has long supported people with disabilities through institutions such as Gatagara, Caritas, and other religious organizations. He encouraged people of goodwill to continue supporting inclusive education initiatives, including schools like EP Gakoni in CYANGWA Diocese, which assist children with hearing and speech impairments. After a short commercial break, we are coming back with the international news tonight.
Bakerarugendo namwe bashyitsi mugenda mu karere ka Muhanga no mu tundi turere two mu ntara y'Amajyepfo n'intara y'Iburengerazuba, namwe mwese mukeneye serivisi za hoteli, ni muze nimugera mu mujyi wa Muhanga mukomeze gato, nimugera i Kabgayi murahasanga hoteli yiteguye kubakirana urugwiro. Iyo nta yindi ni Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi. Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi tugufitiye serivisi zitandukanye za bar na restaurant kandi zitanga mu buhanga n'icyubahiro ku mukiriya utugana. Tubafitiye kandi imikino itandukanye ifasha abatugana kuruhuka nka piscine wogera mu karuhuka mu mutwe, imyicungo igezweho abana bidagaduriramo bagataha banezerewe, tennis na table game bakunze kwita biyari, igisoro ndetse na volley ku mucanga bakunze kwita beach volley mukunda muri benshi nayo nitwayibagiwe. Ikindi nuko muri Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi twakira inama zitandukanye kuko tubafitiye ibyumba byiza by'inama utasanga ahandi, byaba bito ndetse n'ibishobora kwakira abantu benshi, ariko by'akarusho tukaba tubafasha no gukora inama mukoresheje ikoranabuhanga mu gihe mutari kumwe mu cyumba. Kubifuza serivisi za catering, Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi amafunguro n'ibinyobwa tubibagerezaho ku gihe. Tubafitiye ibyumba byiza byagutse biri mu byiciro bitandukanye, harimo n'ibyo bakunze kwita suite mu ndimi z'amahanga, ndetse byose ukaba ubibona ku giciro cyiza. Muri make ugeze muri Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi ahora yifuza kugaruka kubera uburyo yakiranye ubwuzu n'icyubahiro utasanga ahandi, kuko serivisi dutanga tuzitanga kinyamwuga kandi zishingiye ku ndangagaciro za kizizi. Ku bindi bisobanuro waduhamagara kuri telefone ziri kuri ekara yawe cyangwa ukatwandikira unyuze ku mbuga nkoranyambaga zacu zitandukanye. Hotel Saint-Andre Kabgayi, imfura mu mahoteli mu gutanga serivisi nziza inoze kandi ku gihe.
Icy'ingenzi ntabwo ari ukugira diplome ya kaminuza. Uyu munsi birahagije kuganira n'umuntu byonyine ukamenya ko yize muri kaminuza ibonetse yose cyangwa se ko yize muri kaminuza Gatolika y'u Rwanda, Catholic University of Rwanda, by'umwihariko mu ishami ryayo rya Kigali. Ubu abazi guhitamo neza batangiye kwiyandikisha muri Catholic University of Rwanda Kigali campus ikorera i Nyamirambo. Abashaka kwiga mu mashami y'uburezi kwiyandikisha mu gihembwe kizatangira mu kwezi kwa gatatu, March intake, byaratangiye muri Post Graduate Diploma in Education PGDE. Ababiga muri weekend. Hatangwa kandi amasomo muri Department of Education in Sciences mu mashami ya Economics and Computer Science, Mathematics and Computer Science, Mathematics and Geography na Mathematics and Economics. Hari kandi Department of Education in Arts and Social Sciences mu mashami ya English and Kinyarwanda, English and French, French and Kinyarwanda, English and Kiswahili, Economics and Entrepreneurship, English and History, Economics and History na Economics and Geography. Uhitamo kwiga ku manywa cyangwa se mu biruhuko. Twakira kandi abanyeshuri bafite A1 muri education bakeneye gukomeza amasomo yabo ku rwego rwa A0. Iyandikisha unyuze kuri wa@CUR.AC.RW. Wanahamagara cyangwa ukandika ubutumwa kuri 07 83 18 86 26 cyangwa 07 33 21 46 78 cyangwa 07 88 52 41 98. Wanandika email kuri curkigalikampus@gmail.com.
Abanyeshuri bose bashaka ni College Fondation Sinagera.
Mama we.
Iri ni ishuri ribumbata icyerekezo cy'u Rwanda twifuza kuko ritanga uburezi buhamye mu mashuri y'inshuke, abanza, icyiciro rusange ndetse n'amashami y'imyuga n'ubumenyingiro mu buhinzi, ubworozi, food processing, ubwubatsi, ubuganishi bw'ibinyabiziga, fashion design, gutunganya imisatsi, ububaji n'ubusuderi. Hari n'amasomo y'igihe gito short courses mu mashami yavuzwe haruguru aherekezwa na practice zihagije kuko abanyeshuri bigira mu nganda za Sinagera. Sinagera International Football Academy yigisha abana guhera ku myaka 6 gucunga ruhago sawa sawa, atletism, imbyino nyarwanda no kwiga amategeko y'umuhanda no gutwara ibinyabiziga nabyo biri mu nyongera y'amasomo. Abana biga amashuri y'incuke n'abanza basoza ibyo byiciro bose bazi gutwara igare. Umwana wa segonderi we atahana uruhusa rwo gutwara ibinyabiziga. Witinde kwandikisha umwana ku ishuri kuri Nyirangarama cyangwa ku mashami ya Sinagera Entreprise Urwibutso hose mu gihugu. Ku bindi bisobanuro hamagara 0788535123 cyangwa 0788535999. Twubaka ubukungu bushingiye ku bumenyi.
Rero ujye kutubwira impamvu zatumye hitamo kuza gusaba akazi hano.
Bwa mbere nza gusaba akazi hano nari nabitekerejeho, mbabarire. Murakoze. Mu by'ukuri numvaga mfite ubushobozi ndetse n'ubushake.
So kutiteguye bihagije ni ukutaryama neza. Rwanda Farm, le paradis du matelas.
Muri Gicurasi kuri Canal Plus wicikwa n'imikino y'indyankuriye, aho umwami wa Premier League azambikwa ikamba, FA Cup igahamya ubukaka bwayo, uwegukana Ligue 1 ahangwa imboni, Bundesliga yo ikimpaka. Muri Liga mwaba muzi uzitwa igihangange cya Espagne. Naho ku ya 30 Gicurasi umunyabigo zandika amateka mu mukino wa nyuma wa UEFA Champions League. Kuko ugomba kubaho ibyiza bihora kugeza ku ya 31 Gicurasi. Gura bone musanzwe ugura wongereho ibihumbi 2 uhabwa amashani yose ya Canal Plus na DSTV English Plus. Gurira ku mucurizi wemewe no kuri mobile money.
Welcome to our international news tonight. US military has carried out strikes on Iran, targeting a military site in Bandar Abbas, a strategic port in the city. In a response, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps IRGC said it had targeted a US airbase without providing details of its location. News in detail.
U.S. forces have carried out fresh strikes on an Iranian military site in the southern port city of Bandar Abbas, marking another sharp escalation in tensions between Washington and Tehran. According to U.S. Central Command, the strike targeted a military position that was allegedly preparing to launch another drone near the Strait of Hormuz. The U.S. military says 4 Iranian attack drones were also intercepted and destroyed after posing a threat to forces operating in the region. The Iranian media reported explosions east of Bandar Abbas shortly after the attack, while Tehran condemned the operation as what it called a grave violation of the ceasefire agreement. In response, Iran's Revolutionary Guard says it targeted a U.S. airbase in the Gulf region, although officials did not reveal the exact location of the base. At the same time, Kuwait announced that its air defense systems intercepted hostile missile and drone threats overnight. Kuwait hosts several American military facilities, but authorities have not confirmed where the projectiles originated. The latest confrontation has raised fears that the fragile ceasefire between the United States and Iran could completely collapse. This is now the second time in 3 days that the United States has launched strikes inside Iran, insisting the attacks were carried out in self-defense. Earlier this week, American forces targeted Iranian missile sites and boats accused of attempting to lay mines in the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most critical oil shipping routes. The Strait of Hormuz carries nearly 1/5 of the world's oily and liquefied natural gas supplies, and the ongoing conflict has already disrupted commercial shipping and pushed global energy prices higher. The United States has also imposed fresh sanctions on Iran's Strait Authority, accusing Tehran of using maritime trade routes to pressure the international community. Iran, however, insists the fees collected from ships are simply payments for navigational services and says it will continue controlling traffic through the waterway. Meanwhile, diplomatic efforts to end the 3-month conflict remain uncertain. Speaking during a cabinet meeting, U.S. President Donald Trump said Iran was, quote, negotiating on fumes, warning that Washington could resume a broader military campaign if negotiations fail. Trump also said the United States is not satisfied with the current progress of talks, despite earlier suggestions that a peace agreement was close. Iranian state television recently claimed that a draft agreement included opening the Strait of Hormuz and reducing the American military presence in the region. But the White House dismissed those reports, calling them completely false. Although both sides have signaled interest in reaching a deal, military tensions continue to rise, increasing fears of a wider conflict across the Middle East.
From Iran straight to Ukraine, Caritas is intending to support displaced people at the Belarus border. The only humanitarian corridor currently open to Ukrainian citizens is the Mokhrany-Domanov border crossing, where Caritas Ukraine and other organizations have assisted more than 2,500 displaced people over the past year. There is a bitter irony in the route of Ukrainians must take to leave territories occupied by Russian Federation and reach areas under the control of the government in Kiev. Instead of crossing directly into Ukraine, they are forced to travel through Russia and Belarus. After journeys spanning thousands of kilometers, countless procedures and hours of inspections, they eventually arrive at the Mokhrany-Domanov border crossing at the Volyn region. On the border with Belarus, where the only active humanitarian corridor for Ukrainian citizens remains open today. By the time they reach Ukraine, many are exhausted, traumatized, and in urgent need of support. Caritas, one of the humanitarian organizations assisting them, is Caritas Ukraine, which has been working at the crossing since 2025. Thank you very much for being with us tonight. This is the PACIS TV English News Edition. But before we come to an end, let's go back to the top stories. In Kabgayi, as they celebrated the school day and commemorated Father Ramon, students Kabuga TSS were reminded that the world needs educated people who are also guided by values of integrity and honesty. In Nyamagabe, some bean farmers say they need support in accessing improved bean seeds that produce high yields. In Nyamasheke, residents of Nyabitekere sector are asking to be provided with clean and sufficient water, saying that the shortage is affecting their daily lives and forcing them to travel long distances in search of water. In international news, in Ukraine, Caritas is intending to support displaced people at the Belarus border. Thank you very much once again for being with us in our English news edition tonight. I am Benjamin Kwizera and I wish you a very good night.